Here we are at Syngenta Flowers Flower Trials 2025. We're here just to give you a bit of a taste of what's going on. Behind me we've got our new painted love. It's looking gorgeous. It's one of our introductions of a new petunia that's that little bit different, and it's going down a storm at retail. And on the left here we have our Penny Pro violas. Beautiful product, branching, loads of flowers, very consistent, really great for the grower to grow. And for me, even more importantly, fantastic in the garden. I've been growing these myself and they really are stunning. Little compact bushes of flowers just doing their thing, flowering their socks off. Anyway, that's less about them. Let's go and look inside and see some of the other stuff that we have here. We mustn't forget, Syngenta Flowers isn't just flowers. We do vegetables as well. And we have a display of urban garden vegetables. And that's really about compact plants that people can grow on their windowsill, on their patio, or in veg trugs, making growing vegetables accessible to nearly everybody. Mandevilla are a really important crop for Syngenta. The beauty of these plants is they're so easy to look after. They're easy for the consumer and they're great in both the garden and in the conservatory through the winter. We've got some amazing colours, so why not have a look at some of our Mandevilla. Over here we've got a new range of Tagetes. This range is called Illumia. We've got all the colours within the range. The benefit of these is they're slightly more vigorous and so they fill the pack faster. My favourite colour is creme brulee. It's that bit different and really catches the eye. Coming up through here, we've got our Petunia and Calibrachoa range. We're focusing this year quite a lot on our doubles. We've got some gorgeous colours and the garden performance where they have flowers right over the top, completely covering and then trailing down the sides is the point of appeal. And I've seen quite a lot of those in single baskets. They really are impactful. And I'd like to point out one or two really special petunias. Come and have a look. Our new one's Petunia Itzy. Tiny flowers, but hundreds of them on one plant. Cascading down, and we've got some new colours coming through too. Ideal for hanging baskets or single planted as a one-off, as a specific individual product. That's working well at retail. One of our real successes is Pretty Little. Come and see Pretty Little. This is a really special plant. This touches so many points for the grower because it grows well, it flowers early, so you can get it into store quickly. In store, it continues flowering, so it's a real appeal on the shelf. When you put it in your garden, it just flowers and flowers and flowers. It's something that should be in everybody's range, and that would probably be my highlight plant of the show. It really does what it says. It's pretty, it is little, but it's absolutely gorgeous. This is a new lavender called Evolution, and when you look at the product itself, the beauty of it is it's its long flower spike and the fact that it's a really nice round bush as a product. So in a 1 litre pot, it absolutely looks stunning. Needs to be grown a little bit later than others and grown as a bedding plant, 10 weeks to flower, but start a little bit later. And you can create this type of product. It's a different lavender to traditional ones that you would see being grown. Come and look at this one over here. We sell a lot of iberis. We're quite famous for iberis, but we've now got a new one. It's been around for about 2 years now, but it really is getting its position. And here we have Iberis Mermaid Lavender. It's different in that it flowers later. We're now into June. It is quite programmable, and we can have this flowering earlier than June, but the colour is stunning, very attractive to pollinators. It's perennial, and it's just the right colour. What I've realised is that there are some things here that have been around quite some time but have massive impact and potential for sales. And this is one of them that I've picked out. This is Gaillardia Barbican Yellow Red Ring. The amount of flower on that product is stunning. It's uniform, it's domed, it's perfect for retail sales at this time of year when we're just trying to capture those last sales after the summer bedding. This is a pot full of flowers that would definitely sell well. So here we have a really interesting recent introduction. This is an Antirrhinum snapdragon. People know what they are, but this is really quite different. It's double, it's scented, and there are some truly gorgeous colours. So when you look at this yellow, the impact is significant, but we have got the subtle colours as well. So here we've got Sweet Duet Apple Blossom, yellow, citrus, orange, deep red, and Sweet Duet Lavender. And I think you can see that that has some benefit. They do overwinter as well, so from a sustainability point of view, in certain conditions they will come back next year. And there's nothing that pleases an end consumer more is when something comes back another time and they can really benefit from it. Let's go inside. Sunfinity is our new range of sunflowers. They're sunflowers, but they're bush sunflowers. They flower all summer long. They get bigger, they flower longer. They look absolutely stunning in the garden. All you need to do is feed and water them because they are quite hungry, but the garden performance is outstanding. And we've got different types. The one that we're launching this year is the double one, so double Sunfinity. So that's over here on this table here, Sunfinity double yellow. The advantage of this is it has this absolutely stunning double flower, and when the outside petals fall off, it leaves the centre, that remains, and then if you look underneath, there are all these flowers to come. We're finding this selling really well in the UK. I talked about Mandevilla outside, and you can see here the colour range. Red is obviously the #1 seller, but some of the pinks are absolutely outstanding. And for me, this is probably my favourite. And it's the coral pink, because it's pink with that slightly darker middle. So if you're going to have Mandevilla, make sure you have red, but also select some of the other colours that complement your customers and what they like in your country, wherever you live. Something that we've been doing at Syngenta is working very hard on producing young plants in peat-free compost. There's quite a demand out there in the marketplace for peat-free, and we're leading the way in delivering young plants in peat-free. And you can see here we've got a selection. We've got from things like mini cyclamen all the way through our cutting production of annuals are in peat-free. So that means that the customer, the growers, can select peat-free, and that means that it fits in with what retailers are asking for, and that fits in with what end consumers are also talking about, which is growing product in peat-free and not affecting the environment. I talked about Limitless outside, and inside you can see the range of colours that we now have. What we're famous for in our Limitless range is the shades. When you look at this sort of thing, you really do have something that's that little bit different, very appealing, soft, flowers are actually 10% bigger than the competition, which means that they're more impactful. And I love the way the flowers sit up on top of the product rather than down inside, which means it's easier for you to sell and get better sell-through and less wastage. Here's our Calliope range. I'm loving the Mojo series. It's that little bit smaller, ideal for 1 litre pot production. The white has a really intense effect. It's a great white, contrasting against the slightly darker leaves, which are just that little bit purple. And one of the ones that I particularly like personally is Cranberry Splash, this one here. And as a result of the interspecific breeding, you get these amazing colours that make them that bit different than normal pelargoniums or geraniums. Love that one. This is the one we've introduced this year, Calliope, Landscape Rock and Rose. Bit different, single flowering, little bit more subtle, blows in the wind. Flowers are held up above, looks gorgeous in the garden. And just seeing Pretty Little against something like Dichondra in a container and basket. The trailing silver against the pink looks stunning. And just peeping out from behind his rosebud astrid. We really do have some gorgeous geraniums. But that just gives a little bit of an idea of what they can look like, the end consumer's garden. And that's why they buy them, because they look gorgeous like that. Here at the Flower Trials, we've got a section here of some concepts. We've put together a heat lover concept. So this is plants that are specifically good for growing when it's hot and dry, need less watering. Our new Zinnia Zydeco, the double, looks really quite special. I love the white in Zinnia Zydeco. It really does look different, and it's that bit special that it's double. Loves the sunshine, loves the heat, great for later planting. And one of my other favourites within this range is the Lantana Hot Blooded, where it really has these intense red and orange flowers like this. If there's one Lantana that you do, Hot Blooded would be the one that I would do. Then over here we've got our Bee Loved concept. This is plants that really do attract bees. So you've got from things like Sedum Spot On, just about to come into flower. We've got our salvias, gora, lavender, begonias, a whole collection of products that are specifically there for attracting pollinators into your gardens. It doesn't have to be bees. Hoverflies are really important too, as well as butterflies. So that's what that's all about, and we can help you with that selection and give you the list. Over here we've got our new introduction of a dahlia. I love this one. It's yellow-red bicolour. It really does look gorgeous. Looks like a sunset to me. The beauty of this is it's actually a more compact plant, ideal for a 2 or 3 litre plant, a 3 litre pot. Stunning colour and very, very impactful. We're also trying to do something a bit different here. This is where we've bred petunias that have the power and vigour of cutting petunias, and we've bred these, and these are from seed. So we've put 3 seeds in one pot to give you this combination. It delivers a great value plant with superb garden performance and some lovely colour combinations as well. I do like that, and I think there's a great opportunity to sell a product like this at great value, and when it goes in the garden it will perform because it has the vigour of the cuttings. Really like that. And don't miss out on Gazania Big Kiss. When the sun comes out, you can't ask for anything better than a Gazania when it looks like that. Over here, I've got the Lavender Mini. Blue Scent Mini in a 6-pack. That's what I was talking about outside. That's a great opportunity to sell 6 lavenders in one go. Great unit sale but a product that really works in the garden. And of course, everybody knows what a lavender is, and it's pollinator friendly. So there's a lot of demand for lavenders, and we think we've got that just right. Here is our selection of products for the autumn. There's that little niche just August, September, where there's a collection of products that you can put together that will actually increase your sales in the autumn. I love this, Calocephalus whimsy, very difficult to say, but a beautiful looking plant. The beauty of this one is it's really nice and tight and compact, not too spindly, fantastic in added value, really tough, contrasting colours, so when you put it against something like a heuchera, it really does stand out. So in an added value, that's a perfect product. You can see we've got our Erysimums Irresistible in here as well, great autumn product too. So that's our autumn collection. Talking of pollinators, here's a product that really is an interesting one. It's phlox. And we have a really good range of phloxes. We've got Sweet Summer, we've got Sweet Summer Compact, and we've also got Flat Screen. It's a perennial. They're very attractive colours. The beauty of these is that they're clean, so they're easy to grow. It's slightly later for this time period, and again, being a perennial, it comes back year after year, so the end consumer really is happy with those. And they're superb in your perennial, your herbaceous or your cottage garden. One of the plants I have in my garden, and I think it really does perform well. It looks great when it comes up first as its purple leaves, and then it just gets bigger and bigger, and then does this with these gorgeous flowers. So in these landscape gardens, there's one plant I'd really like to pick out, and that's this one here. Digitalis Dotti. It's an absolutely stunning introduction. It has loads of advantages. Clearly one of them is the number of flowers and the number of branches. But there's also the colour, the amount of colour, and the height, because it's that little bit shorter than a standard foxglove, which means it's easier to transport from the grower into the retailer. And on the bench, it looks like a bunch of flowers. And people know what foxgloves are, so there's so many advantages. I really love this one. So that's a whistle-stop tour of Syngenta Flowers Flower Trials 2025. Hopefully that gives you a bit of inspiration as to what we have here and some of the opportunities for both growers and retailers. And this last bit here with all these gardens just shows what they can look like when end consumers put them together. So thank you for joining me, and look forward to seeing you next year.